Sai Ram. I make it a point to read some story about Swami or hear to some discourse that he has given on a daily basis. In the course of this sadhana, I happened to read this book, Sai Nandana, a special issue that was released by the students of the hostel for Bhagwan's 70th birthday. On page 39, I came across an experience recorded by brother Rohit Gaur. He says that when he was in 12th grade, he spent all the pocket money that his parents had given for that month. And at the end of it, he had to still pay 50 rupees to the washerman, and he did not have that money. And he did not have the face and courage to ask his parents for that money. So what did he do? He sat at the little altar that he had made in his own cupboard in the hostel, and he prayed to Swami desperately. He said, Swami, I have been very spendthrift and I have spent away all the money. I am very guilty about it and I promise I won't do it again. But this month I am having a shortfall of 50 rupees. Please help me, Swami. I don't want to ask my parents. Very interestingly, a few hours later, when he opens his cupboard, he sees not 50 rupees, but 150 rupees over there, which had appeared mysteriously. He is so grateful to Swami for that. He uses 50 rupees to pay the dhobi, of course, the washerman, and he has 100 rupees for his own enjoyment. And he writes that Swami always gives us more than what we need. Even as I read this, I just thought of many instances when Swami has possibly given lesser than what I have asked, or possibly have not given at all. What about those cases? Well, let me tell you with complete conviction that even in those cases, Swami is always giving us more than what we need, more than what is sufficient. And that will become clear as we hear to two beautiful experiences. This incident has been narrated by brother Harish, who is possibly one of the oldest alumnus of Swami's educational institutions. He has served for many years as a Sevadal and he continues to serve as a volunteer in various of Swami's activities. He shared how on one occasion when Swami had called all the people for interview, this is in Trai Brindavan, Swami's residence in Bangalore, these people were waiting outside the residence for the moment when Swami would open the door and beckon them inside. At that time, a loud crash was heard, and when they saw, it was a few coconuts and a branch of the coconut tree, a dried branch of the coconut tree that had come crashing down. So Swami, after finishing the interviews, called brother Harish, who was a volunteer on duty there, and told him, see, there are many dried branches on these coconut trees. There are also many coconuts that have ripened and are ready for plucking. Get somebody to cut those dried branches, trim them, and also pluck all the coconuts. So brother Harish agreed and he set out. Now, he thought that this would be an easy task to accomplish, but he was surprised to find that not a single coconut plucker or seller in the entire locality was ready to come and do this job when they found out that it was related to the Sathya Sai ashram. He was very surprised. He was wondering, why is this resistance from all these people? On further investigation, he got to know from his own coconut seller. What do I mean by his own coconut seller? There was a person who used to supply tender coconuts for him to drink that water, that's very nutritious. He used to drink regularly and this person used to supply it to him at home. So when Harish asked him, he told brother Harish that, see, at one point in time, somebody in the ashram had got a coconut plucker and seller to pluck all the coconuts and, dried branches and everything. And that person had not paid the due amount. He had reneged on the payment. And therefore, the word had spread and all the coconut sellers were wary of working for anybody in the ashram. See, this is so important for us as Sai devotees or Sai students to take care, that when we do anything wrong, the black mark goes on to Swami and Swami's institutions. And dear brothers and sisters, the sin that we get because of that is tremendous. If we have to make mistakes and commit sins, don't do it in Swami's name, don't do it in God's name. In the Vidura Niti, this is the morality code set up by Vidura, the wise minister of Dhritarashtra. He sets different punishments for the same crime depending on whether a person is not educated or a person is educated or a person is extremely wise. The same crime carries a less punishment if a person is uneducated and not so well brought up. But if the same person is well educated, the punishment is very severe. It is because in the latter case, you know that it is wrong, you know what is right, and yet you do this. And therefore, Swami also says, every little good that you do in the name of God multiplies and gives you beneficial effects. But every little bad you do also multiplies and gives that much negative karma. So, all those people out there doing so much good in Swami's name, blessed are all of you, for you will receive bounties unimaginable. And all of you out there, you know it yourselves, who in the name of Swami are doing dreadful acts, committing sins. Oh, please beware, please don't do this for your own good, because, oh God, you will not be able to bear the karmic return that comes because of that. So here also, I'm sorry I digress, but this was a very important point that I wanted to make, because there are a lot of people in the world who do good in Swami's name and sometimes get discouraged. And there are a lot of people in the world who also do bad in Swami's name and think that they can get away with that. So therefore, this reputation had spread and nobody was ready to come. Now, Harish said, see, this is not the way how Swami does. He told that person, when Swami takes any assistance, takes in quotes, because Swami never takes, Swami always gives. He said, this is an opportunity you are getting to do something for Swami. Don't miss it, because you will regret it all your life. Accept this offer and do this and see the benefits that you will get. Based on his own conviction, he just told. And as added guarantee, he also said, and don't worry about the labor, I promise you that I will pay you the entire labor charge that is necessary. And so, this person agreed. He was in Trai Vrindavan, now cutting all the dried branches and also plucking the coconuts. Swami saw him doing that and Swami came down, and imagine this person, he is getting darshan of Bhagwan. Swami comes out and stands and watches him doing his work. Then Swami calls him and Swami tells him, you should do this with proper safety equipment. Stop right now, get the proper equipment and do. Don't do this in an unsafe manner. And therefore, from the next tree onwards, this person is reinforced with cloth and with ropes, and then only he is doing this. At the end of his job, Swami asks him about himself, his family. Not that Swami doesn't know, Swami knows everything. But Swami bestows on us opportunities to interact with him. Because if he had to interact with us based on what he knows and doesn't know, then there will be no need for him to interact at all, because Swami knows everything. Swami began to ask him about his family, and Swami was informed that he has 7 daughters. Now Swami looked at Brother Harish and said, you are lucky, you have no issues. Issues. Children are issues, right? Yeah, they are responsibilities. That's why Swami says, when you are alone, you are a 2-legged creature. You get married and become a 4-legged creature. Then you become 8-legged, 10-legged, 16-legged, 12-legged, depending on the number of children you get. Because that many responsibilities come and you are no longer free. So Swami told Brother Harish, you are very lucky, you have no issues. He has got 7 daughters. In fact, Brother Harish having no issues is an lovely, absolutely fantastic story in itself. And I have narrated that as well. In case you have missed it, you can have a look at it at this link above. Then Swami called Brother Harish inside the interview room and Swami said, see, this person has 7 daughters. If we give them 1,000 rupees each, will it be good enough? 1,000 rupees? Back in the 1990s, that was a princely sum. The entire labor charges for this person would not have been more than 250 or 300 rupees. And Swami is talking of giving 1,000 rupees per daughter, which is 7,000 rupees. Brother Harish said, Swami, it's all between you and him. I don't know. Then Swami came out, gave this person 7,000 rupees. And this person was just overwhelmed. He broke down. He said, Swami. Then Swami said, do well. Everything will be good in life. Don't worry. And then turning to Brother Harish, Swami said, hey, you pay him whatever labor charges you have agreed upon. Huh? So you see, what Swami gave was additional bonus, not the labor charges. Swami was not giving labor charges. Swami is never transactional. He gives without reason because no reason for love, no season for love. 10 years down the line, a person wearing a silk dhoti, a silk kurta with gold ornaments around his neck, accosted Brother Harish and said, Sir, do you recognize me? Brother Harish was suddenly overcome because he didn't expect a grand, rich person like this to call him Sir. He said, no, I didn't recognize. He said, Sir, you have been instrumental in taking me to God and changing my fortunes. Do you remember 10-12 years back you called me to pluck coconuts? And then Brother Harish remembered, oh yes. Sir, Swami told me that day, don't worry, everything will be fine. Ever since that day my fortunes have changed. I had to work hard, no doubt. But the way things have gone, definitely it is Swami's grace. Sir, today I have built 7 houses for each of my daughters. And it's not just a single house, it is a double-storied house where they can live and give the other house on rent. All are well settled. I'm having nothing to complain for in life. What you said that day was true, sir. Had I not taken that job up, I would have regretted. I'm so grateful to you for that. Dear brothers and sisters, Swami always gives and gives. Even when it appears like he is taking, he gives. I remember a beautiful poem from the Gitanjali, the work of Rabindranath Tagore that won him the Nobel Prize in literature. In the Gitanjali, the 50th poem, I remember it vividly because that is the only poem I remember. He writes about a poor man on the road waiting for the emperor to come because he knows that meeting the emperor will change his fortunes. He has his measly, sickly bag on his shoulder with a few junk materials and a little bit of food for the night. And at the horizon, he sees the golden chariot of the emperor raising up the golden dust in the setting sun coming up to him. And when the chariot stops before him, he is eager to ask for the greatest treasures in the world. But even without him asking, the emperor gets down from the chariot, stretches out his hand and says, "What can you give me?" What kingly jest is this, he thinks. Are you mocking me? You're asking me. But the emperor has asked. So he opens his sack and he sees that there is one corn cob, a corn which he thought he would keep for dinner at night. He needs that much to fill his stomach. So what does he do? He plucks out one grain from that. That is the only thing that he's ready to part with. And he gives it to the emperor. The emperor is happy with that. He takes it, sits on the chariot and rides away. My God, I thought he will change my fortune. He actually impoverished me. And that night, when this man empties his sack, he sees that corn cob with that one grain of corn missing. And then he sees something extra in his bag. It is one grain of gold corn. A grain of corn in pure gold. And he says, oh, how I wish I had given him my all. Dear brothers and sisters, sometimes it appears as if Swami is taking away some things from us. But even in that taking, the Lord is giving. He is giving in a manner we don't recognize at that moment in life. With complete conviction, from my own personal experience, let me assure you that God always gives, gives, gives. Swami always gives, gives, gives. He never takes his hand, stretches out only like this, never like this. And in those rare occasions, when it stretches out like this, apparently asking you for your time or your energy or your resources, grab that opportunity to give, because it is a disguise, it is a hidden way through which he is going to shower such immense grace, love, and grandeur on you that a time will come when you'll fall on your knees, shedding tears and telling, thank you, Swami. Thank you for asking me of something at least. I'm so grateful for that opportunity, and my life is redeemed. Dear Swami, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the moment when you will ask me for something. And when you do that, my prayer is, let me have the faith, the conviction, and the wisdom to give you my all. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.